Any moaning sounds you can make, anything to turn us on, will help in the scene, okay? Take a seat and act. All right, here she is. This is Karma.
To make a long story short, wait here. Okay, why did you disappear? I didn't disappear. This is what ended up happening. I had a little bit of an existential crisis, shall we say. Sia, the artist Sia, strep throat, winter, being sick, social media, had enough, needed a break, terminated, read a lot of books, got re-inspired again. I needed to unplug and just shut everything down. So it wasn't any one thing that did it or anything. I needed to just unplug. So I got off of Facebook, and it's actually the first time I've done it since 1997. And I've been online since 1997, guys. That's a long time. And social media has become too much for me. And I spent some time, and I saw like the darker side of YouTube. I wanted to just disconnect from everything. Facebook, MySpace, that doesn't even exist anymore. Twitter. I wanted to just delete everything entirely. So I deactivated my Facebooks, pulled off whatever other social media things I could, and just shut down all my social media, or took it down, deleted my Instagram because I needed a break, because I was fed up with it. And I just needed to stop, to get off the crazy train, so to speak. I learned about people called like Onision, and I watched his videos, and you guys know I'm a Shane Dawson fan, but I watched Onision's videos, and like there's this YouTube community, and it's so much drama and negativity, and it scared me. And I saw the same thing happening with Facebook, and people are always trying to keep up with the Joneses, and I just slowly started to feel like it was becoming too much of a monster, and I needed to step back. So I did step back from everything, so that's why I kind of disappeared and vanished, and I didn't announce it to anybody, because I think obviously the people that do that do it for attention. They say, I'm about to disappear, but before I do, here's my big announcement before I disappear. 9/11 happened, and I was in the hospital, and I started a blog. I started a blog for the Canine Rescue Foundation, and whatever infamy, or you want to call it, came from there. When I detached from all my social networks, I think 2 weeks ago, I got maybe one text from someone wondering what was going on or where I was, and it was from someone I didn't meet in real life, who hasn't met me in real life. So I kind of felt like, yeah, it's time to close all that stuff down, because it was too overwhelming. And I didn't know anybody. None of that's real, So I needed to step back, take a break, and I've been listening to a lot of Sia music, and I can identify with her a lot. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but I'll put some of her music in this short film. I'm gonna kind of step back a lot more now, because I don't want it to become too overwhelming for me, and obviously my health is the most important thing. But I am inspired, and yeah, so I'm going to do the short film. What else did I want to tell you guys before I go? Because I know this battery is running down. But I didn't care. I deleted my entire Twitter. I think it had 15,000 people, but I don't know any of those people. It's just strangers. Not that doesn't mean anything, but when I unplugged from the world, I realized just how much over the years the internet had kind of taken over my identity. And then I had a situation with my job, which a job didn't work out for me because apparently people in the town watched my YouTubes. And they didn't think what I was doing on my YouTube channel was appropriate for the job, so I was not allowed to come back. So I'm trying to... I'm in a weird spot right now where I'm trying to figure out how I can still share who I am and be creative and inspire people and be positive and move forward, but at the same time not have it affect money or earning a living. And I know that's probably, so many of you can relate to that. But I didn't want to say too much about it. But yes, I did have a job, nothing in specific, and because I reach a lot of people, and because I have apparently a wide audience, somebody took it upon themselves to get a hold of or do research and find where I worked, and made threats, and they let me go because they just said they didn't want to have to deal with that kind of publicity if something were to happen. So, it's understandable, and if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And then I kind of got into another job for a little bit. I was really excited, and then that one fell through too. So it was like, kind of you know, bad. So I think the social media and then those things happening, I just needed a break from everything. So I take full responsibility for that. It's not smart, and, you know, I can't then worry about why I'm not being offered certain projects or why people don't want to work with me, because I do have a public life, I guess you could say. But then again, I don't think I only think maybe like 2 people watch my YouTube videos, and my mom, if I force her. But yeah, I'm trying to put a positive spin on this, guys, and I'm trying to, I guess, show you that it has been rough the last couple of weeks, month or so. When I lost my job because of my YouTube, so that was the reason. Didn't give me any further details, and I kind of want to keep it that way out of respect that I do have for what I was doing, and I understand it, you know. But we're in a weird moment in time, I think, now where you know, you have the ability to reach people and inspire people and do things and connect with people, but at the same time, if it doesn't go along with the way you earn a living, there's going to be some sort of, and I don't make money off my YouTubes, I never do. So I think that's where it became a little bit of a controversy. I think they just thought whatever I asked for specifics. I said, what did I say or do that caused you to, you know, not want to work with me? And they said, it's just because you're too out there right now. I have been through a lot of stuff. I've got to keep positive, keep my head up, so I will figure out whatever the next step is going to be. And that's why I kind of stopped the whole social media, because I wanted to make sure that I got my priorities in order. And then I got strep throat, so I was really sick. So I just deactivated and everything, but that's the explanation for why I just kind of suddenly disappeared. But I'll slowly start to put things up, and I've got some really great ideas. I only do these YouTubes because it allows me to connect with people, and like I said, it helps one person, if it helps one person from killing themselves, feeling less alone, like I have felt when I've gone through things in my life, then it's worth it. So, and I'll figure things out with the work stuff. It's no problem. I am extremely dedicated and determined. So whatever I decide to do, you know, I'll go in full force. It was kind of tough because when I unplugged from all the social media networks and things, I looked at my phone and I got like one text, and it was from someone that I didn't even know, and then I kept turning it on to see, oh God, does anybody even notice that I've disappeared? And I didn't hear from people, so I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna disconnect. And I kept my phone off for like the last week, and it actually was a really, really good thing. It's probably the best thing I've done in a while, and I think I encourage you guys to do it too, because it's too much right now, and it's not real, and you shouldn't have to feel that you have to compete, you know, and you shouldn't feel that Facebook and all these other social networks, they're forcing us to feel like, you know, we're less than, or we have to constantly be in the moment, and everything is, our lives are all being monitored, and people don't take the time to go for a walk with another person anymore. So I think it was just all of that coming together, and I just had enough. So if I do start things up again, then I'm sure I'll put this video up so it'll kind of explain some things. But if you see me kind of distancing myself a little bit, you'll understand the reasoning behind it. It's because the minute the machine starts to take over, I kind of tend to back off a little bit and sink into myself. Because I only want it to be positive. If it starts getting too negative, I don't want to do that. Because I only want to put positivity out there. So that's the explanation, but I am okay. And everything will work out the way it's supposed to. And I missed you. I don't even know if you even noticed that I disappeared. It might not. Probably not. You know, most people didn't. I don't think anybody cares. But I'll slowly start putting stuff back. I'll just be a little bit more distant with how I do things, and you know, just not be so heavily reliant on social media. You can use it as a tool. I use it as like a research tool, but in terms of like actually socializing, I'm not good at it, and I'm not a fan of it, because I think it just, if you're someone who's battled depression your whole life like I have, I think it only does bad things for you. You know, it creates all these things in your mind, and you know, it's true. People only use social media, I think, you know, for attention. And people are putting their whole lives on the internet, and it was scary to me. It was too much. And the ironic thing about that is I could have been one of those famous celebrity YouTubers if I had gone down that road, and if I had gone and wanted to make money, but I never went down that road. And that's why I'm kind of in this weird space right now. Because YouTubers, if you notice, they're becoming like celebrities now, gamers, and they're having like, you know, little games, and they're making money, so they don't have to get real jobs. I, on the other hand, chose not to go down that road and make money off of being a famous YouTuber, because that's not what motivated me. What motivated me was helping people and making a difference and inspiring people. So I had a real job, and I still did this in my free time. But what had happened was now impacting my real job. So it's a transition, but I'll figure it out. And I need you to support me and be there for me. So without you, I can't do it. But so hopefully this will explain a little bit why. But like I said, one person sent me a little text, and that's okay, because I know I don't really text people either, and I'm not really a phone talker. Just the whole social media thing. I need a break. So if I tend to kind of disappear and come back, you'll know why. I hope that you do stick with me, and I appreciate it oh so much. I had a really like artistic, artsy short film planned where I was going to incorporate all this like Sia music. It is pronounced Sia, S-I-A. But then I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk to people, you know? Because it's a weird paradox, because when I did unplug and disconnect, you do feel like you're kind of a zombie. You know how they always used to say, like, in zombie apocalypses, that, like, the zombies are the people... Wait, that was a bad analogy. I felt, because I got off all social media, I just disappeared, and I didn't tell anyone. That was the key. Because if you tell people, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I didn't tell anybody. I just said, off, click, unplug. I would look around at people, and I would go to like get a bagel in the morning, or I would go to get, you know, my coffee, and everybody would be like, you know, down on their cell phones, or they would be, you know, or typing on their computers, and nobody was looking at each other. There was just no human interaction, and it scared me. And I felt for the first time like I'm kind of now on the outside looking in. But you know what? It felt really, really good. I can't explain it. But there was a book that I read, which I will put a link to as well, which was really inspiring, and it talks about the pressures of like Facebook and all these social media things and kind of what they're doing to us. And it hit really close to home with what I was trying to verbalize, I guess. It can be really scary without social media now, but there was a time when we didn't have any social media, and that was what I needed and am still needing. So I'll have my profiles up, and you know, you'll see me, but I am going to be a little bit more of a ghost, so I'm not going to be, you know, as regular as I used to, at least until I just feel a little bit better about things. Yeah, I had kind of like an existential crisis, you know, and when people say they don't want to work with you, it's kind of the feeling of like, if you get a lot of rejection over a short amount of time, then you have no choice but to kind of go into yourself, and you go into this really deep, dark depression. And I've talked about how I've battled depression pretty much my whole life. It's a really scary place to be in. So I try my hardest not to... I'm trying to be better. The key in this whole thing is I'm trying to be better. And I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to notice the things that I do wrong and try to be better. Because it's not important. At the end of the day, all these social media networks aren't important. And, you know, people, if they really want you and they really need you, they have your phone number, they have your address, or they know someone that will have your phone number and address, they'll be able to get in contact with you. So the social media stuff should be here nor there. It's just, it got to be too much for me. And it's all an illusion, you know? And for me to try to present something human despite the boundaries that illusion gives, if that makes any sense, is what I'm trying to navigate through. And I think that was the issue. And so, yeah, so... You're pretty much all caught up. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm resting a lot. I'm taking care of myself. We have a blizzard coming in the next couple of days, so hopefully that'll be good. But it was a conscious conscious realization about the impact that social media has had in my life since I first started in 1997, and just seeing how much I relied on it and how much I was addicted to it. It's like anything else. It's like a drug, and it wasn't healthy. You know, it wasn't healthy. The minute you start to feel that it's taking over you and it's just kind of becoming to be too much and you're overwhelmed, just get off of it and just take a break. And that's what I did and I'm doing, you know. So I'll keep stuff up, but I might not update it, or maybe I'll only share short films, because then it's something that's positive.